Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zara and today I'm going to be doing a short video walking you through some of the books that I've unhauled recently. I've been getting more and more into unhauling books that I have, no desire to reread or that I'm just no longer interested in reading because my reading tastes have definitely changed. And when I unhaul, I either resell them or I give them away to charity or give them away to friends who are maybe interested in those books. I'm a big fan of the circular economy and I think reselling or giving things to charity shops or whatever is a good way to kind of refine the bookshelves. So I think there's about 10 books on this list. So with that in mind, let's jump in. So the first book that I unhauled was Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. Now that's not because I don't want to read the series. I absolutely do, because it's like the Three Musketeers but fantasy edition, which, as you've been watching my channel for any small amount of time, you'll know is one of my favorite books of all time. But I got the books on ebook. I got all 4 books on ebook, and I think this is the sort of series that I'd actually prefer to read on ebook rather than physically, because some of the books are quite chunky as well. So while I have removed this from my physical bookshelves, I do still very much intend to read this book at some point or another. And another one that I've decided to sell on is Sullen Ascend by Josiah Bancroft. This is the first book in the Sullen Ascends series. And this is a book that I did talk about on one of my recent videos about the fact that I'm probably not going to read it, because I just think that there was one point where it was so talked about, and the fact that it was so talked about has kind of put me off it in a way. I do have the books on ebook, so never say never, but I definitely don't need a physical copy of it because I don't think it's going to be anytime soon that I do pick this series up. The next one that I got rid of was The Dead Zone by Stephen King. This is a book that I did read and I have reviewed. It's a book that I will never reread. It's a book that I don't really want to own because I didn't love it enough to really justify keeping a physical edition of it, to be completely honest. Then I got rid of a romance book, and that is The Simple World by K.A. Tucker. This is a book that was recommended to me by a few people like a couple of years back. I tried reading the first chapter and I absolutely hated the writing style. And yeah, I just know I'm not going to read it. I don't care enough. Romance is... I used to read maybe like 5% of everything that I read was romance. Now it's maybe like 0.05% of what I read. So I don't care. And it's quite an expensive book as well. So I just thought maybe I can sell it on and get a bit of money back, which I did, thankfully. The next one I sold was A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This is a book that I have absolutely zero interest in reading. A lot of people position it as a book to read if you want to cry. I cry plenty in a lot of the other books that I read. I just have no interest whatsoever in this book. Like, I just literally couldn't care less. I just don't care. Like, a lot of people say, like, yeah, it's really heartfelt, the characters and their interaction. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Really, really do not care. I might read it for like a video that I really want to do, but I will not read it for like the reason that like I genuinely want to read it, if that makes sense. Like, there's books that I read for my channel, like if I'm doing a particular video or if there's a particular theme that I want to talk about, like I will read a certain book for that, and like great if I love it, indifferent if I don't love it. But this is just one of those books that I just think I will probably get very frustrated by. The next one is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is a really beautiful book actually, and I will read it at some point. I do have the Kindle version of it, but I find it quite hard to read really chunky paperbacks these days. I am generally somebody who doesn't like to break spines, and I think this is a book that I would just prefer to read on Kindle because it is so big. But it is beautiful. It's just not beautiful enough that I feel the need to keep it. The next one is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. T.J. Klune, again, was another author that I think was recommended to me quite a lot. And a lot of people say, like, it's very heartwarming, cozy. But again, I think because I just heard so many people talk about it, I just don't care. Like, I really don't care about it. Like, I can totally, appreciate that a lot of people found this book and his other books to be very, like, cozy and, heartwarming and whatever. But I just don't care. Yeah, I really don't. And then we have another romance fantasy book, and that is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. Again, I don't really care. Yeah, a lot of these books I just don't really care. Like, I don't read fantasy romance pretty much at all these days. And I think this book is just one that I would probably never pick up, so I thought I might as well just get rid of it. Then I sold all my Mistborn Era 2 books, so that's Bands of Mourning, something something, and something something, I can't remember. But I've kept my Mistborn Era 1 books because I really liked Mistborn Era 1, and I actually want to do a reread of that series and do like a deep dive into each book. So that's going to be fun. I want to do that next year. But Mistborn Era 2, I just didn't care. I hated it. I hated the humour. Didn't like the characters. I just thought it was very, very average. And yeah, I got very frustrated by the end of the 4th book. So I thought I might as well just get rid of those. And then we've got 2 more. The next one that I did end up selling on was Tigana by GGK. As many of you who've watched my channel for a while now will know, you know, Tigana is a book that I really did not enjoy. I've loved pretty much every other book of Guy Gavriel Kay's that I've read so far. Brightness Long Ago and A Song for Arbonne are 2 of my favourite books of all time. Like, they're both phenomenal for similar reasons, but also slightly different reasons. But Tigana was just not it. And I'm so glad I didn't give up on this author after Tigana, because Tigana was my first book that I read of his. But yeah, not good. So I didn't want it taking up room on my shelves anymore. And then the last books that I got rid of are all from the same author, and I wonder if anybody's guessed it. I got rid of all of Sarah J Maas's books. So I had all of the Court of Thorns and Roses books. I had the first 2 Crescent City books, and I had all of Throne of Glass, and I have sold them all. I am so happy that they no longer take up quite a lot of shelf space. I do actually want to reread Throne of Glass just for the bants, and I would like to do an analysis of each book at some point in the future, and so I do have all the books on Kindle. But yeah, the others I just never want to reread, don't care about, leave me alone. So there we have it. So that's it. Those are all the books that I've unhauled in the last, I don't know, couple of months, I would say. Are there any books that you have removed from your shelves? If so, let me know down below if there's any particularly notable ones, because I think it's really good to get rid of books that you're just not either interested in reading, or you don't want to reread, or you didn't like the book. Like, there's no point in keeping it. Donate it, sell it, do what you need to do with it. Just, you know, we all probably have limited shelf space, right? So there's no need to keep things that we don't really care about. So let me know down below, and I will see you in the comments. I'll probably do one more of this video at the end of this year, because I always do like a clear out around like Christmas time. So I will probably do one more for this year. And then yeah, I'll probably continue this on as a little mini series next year as well. So thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you down below in the comments, and I will see you very soon. Take care, stay safe, and see you in the next one. Bye.